Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. That's Diane's Decorating and More. I'm just popping in here to share with you how I'm putting my dressing together, what they call cornbread dressing. And I'm going to upload this on the channel, guys. I already took a snapshot of everything that goes in here. And so that way you can get a chance to see. And the red and the green that you're seeing in here is bell peppers, parsley. Okay, you got your green onions, and that's about it. And your green bell peppers too. Green bell peppers, parsley, green onions, and your red bell peppers. Okay, so that's basically what you're seeing there. That's colorful. All right, and then in the snapshot, you'll get a chance to see also what I include in here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start putting in our seasonings. Okay, and that's just the pepper. Okay, and as I do it, I set it to the side so that way it don't get doubled up in there. Okay, next up we're gonna go ahead and put in onion powder. Alright, our poultry seasoning. And if you are heavy-handed like me, then you just adjust it, to what you like. Because I'm going to taste this anyway to determine if that's enough for me, for what I like and what my family likes. Okay? Alright. This is the garlic powder. As you can see, I'm not measuring anything because I pretty much know what I like. Okay, this is parsley. And this is your garlic powder too. Now this is a different type of garlic powder. Okay. I'm just going to put a little of that in there because I already put some in there. Okay. Alright, so now next up is our pink Himalayan salt. Not too much of that. A couple of dashes of that. And this is the Cajun spice. Very little of that. Maybe a half a teaspoon, I would say. And, and it is strong. Okay. So this is your sage. Okay, lastly, we're going to go ahead and add in just a few shakes of this red pepper, guys. So if you got people who are, not tolerant to red pepper, too much heat, just go kind of light on that, or either just leave it out. Okay, and then lastly, of course, is our sage. Now, some people can eat sage and some people can't. So in our family, we can, and we love it. So I always put like 2 teaspoons of sage in our dressing. Okay. All right. And like I said, I'm going to taste this anyway to determine what needs to be, what else needs to be added. What I need to increase. Okay. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our. Okay. So now we got to go ahead and mix this up in here just like that. Make sure we get all the corners and everything because your dressing settles when it's baking. Alright, so it smells absolutely delicious. It really does. And I just love the colors that are in there. Absolutely delicious, guys. And no, I don't fix a lot of dressing, just enough for maybe 1 to 2 servings because we don't like a lot of leftovers. Okay, so That's why my pan don't run over like some people does, because it's just a waste. Because after a period of time, you know, you can only eat so much. Okay? So now, you adjust your pan and the amount that you serve and bake according to your needs and your family. Alright? Okay, so last of all, we're going to go ahead and pour in our broth. Okay. Now, this is going to go in the oven separate from the turkey, because we're doing turkey breast this year. We're not doing a whole turkey. We didn't think it was necessary, and of the which I was in agreement with that, because I don't like a lot of leftovers. Just a waste. Some people say, oh, well, you can make, you know, sandwiches. You can make, you know, hash or turkey hash and all that. You know, that's fine. But, you know, we know how we operate here, so we don't need all of that. All right. So that is okay to me. All righty. Alright. So, go ahead and clean that off. Okay. That looks good to me. Now, as I said before, I'm going to place this in the oven, and it's going to bake for about 40 to 45 minutes, because everything in here is already, you know, cooked. Okay. My eggs was in my cornbread. Okay. And so I don't put raw eggs in dressing. I believe in putting it in the cornbread when I'm mixing it. Okay. And if you do put raw eggs in yours, okay, that's fine. I choose not to. Okay. Some people say, oh, it's just a binder. Well, if you cook the dressing according to what I saw my mom do, like it's supposed to be, you won't need a binder. It's automatically in there. And sometimes your binder can be as simple as a half a cup of flour in your cornbread mix. Okay, depending on how much you are making. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and I'm going to taste it first and make sure it's what I like, because I did say that I was going to taste it. So alright, okay, I could use some more salt, just a touch. Okay, and some black pepper, because when I eat dressing, I like for it to pop with a little heat. And I know what, you know, for the flavor of the black pepper, that is. Now, I do have some white pepper, which is the part that brings the heat. Okay, so I'm going to add some of that white pepper in there. Alright. Okay. And I want to add a little bit more of the garlic. And I think that's about it. I don't want to overdo it. I can definitely taste the sage. I'm just going to toss that. Don't want to agitate it too much. Just making sure I get all the corners down to the bottom of this end. That way the seasoning will be evenly distributed throughout the dressing. Okay. Now, the cornbread that I use, or the cornmeal that I use, is the gold medal. You can switch around and use different you know, cornbreads, mixes. You know, some people use, I think it's called Red Mills, and some people use Jiffy, but you know, it's to, you know, to each his own. All right, okay. You know what works for you in your kitchen. All right, so, all right, that looks good. All right, smells good, smells good. All righty, so now I'm gonna test this one more time. Perfect. Not gonna change a thing. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, guys. I'm gonna pop this in the oven. And it's finished. I'll bring it back and let you see what it looks like. Stay tuned. What you're seeing there right now is just some bacon strips that I am kind of browning to get that crispiness taste and to bring out the flavor of the bacon that I'm going to be using in my greens. Okay guys, so I'm bringing you back over here to look at these greens to show you exactly some of the vegetables I have added in as well. And again, that's your red bell pepper, green bell pepper, and some of your parsley, and a couple of pieces of the cilantro, okay, and your green onions. All right, so now I'm going to finish it off by adding the last part of our greens. I've also added some of the seasonings that you saw me use in the dressing as well, okay? Now, I am aware that there are people who use oxtails, ham hocks, you know, and ham shanks in their greens, and that's wonderful. You know, I chose to use strips of bacon in mine because I can handle that part of it, and because that's what I had on hand. I didn't feel like going to the store to grab those other type of meats, and it gives it the same flavor, you know, because it's coming from the pig anyway. It's just a different part. All right, so that's what, you know, that's what I chose to do, is use the bacon in mine this time around. Okay. All right, so we're cutting up our last part of the green to go into the pot. And yes, the greens have been washed. I didn't want to take a lot of time on video showing you how to wash greens, because that's another video I'll probably get into a little later. All right. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and add in the last little set of orange bell peppers that I like to add in mine. All right, and then to top it off, I'm going to go ahead and drop the final pieces of bacon that I have here already cooked in there as well. Okay, and I have a bouillon. I use 3 of these, and they're the little tiny ones. Okay, this is the vegetable bouillon that I chose to use in there. Normally, if I have my, you know, if I cook oxtails or ham hocks or anything like that, I'll use the beef, you know, bouillon. Or if I'm cooking something with chicken, I use chicken bouillon. Or if you cooking something with seafood, you can use seafood bouillon. Okay, it really enhances your foods. Just watch the salt content. Kind of like, you know, rotate out. If you're gonna use heavy bouillon, go light on the salt. Okay, that little tip right there. All right, so this looks good. I like what I see. Just tossing that in there. All right, I'm gonna cut this fire down a little bit and get us just gonna let that simmer on low heat until it gets to that consistency that I'm looking for. All right, and then I'll come back and show you guys exactly what it looks like towards the end. So stay tuned. Okay, next up, guys, is the potato salad. All right, potato salad. Now, I did use the Idaho potatoes. Okay, that's what I chose to use for this particular potato salad. I went ahead and added in my mayo, and I used Hellmann's mayonnaise. Okay, and I also used mustard. Okay, and I use Dijon mustard. Okay, along with French's mustard. I use those two in my potato salad. Okay, so that's what you're looking at right there. That's the yellow of that, and then the white. Okay, and I pretty much, like I said, I used 2 large potatoes. Okay, and I went ahead and I did not boil those. I baked them in the oven. Okay, you can either boil them or bake them, whatever you prefer. My oven was already hot, so I went ahead and just did it that way. All right, so now getting ready to bring in the spice part. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add in some of the onion powder. Okay, and like I said, I don't measure much. I know exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so yeah, if I were to say or guess, I would say maybe a half a teaspoon. And this is cilantro, and this is garlic powder. Not too much of that, just a little touch. All right, we got some parsley flakes here. And on the flaky stuff, you can pretty much kind of gauge what you like and how much you want in yours. All right, and let's see here. Some white pepper, okay? Just a couple of dashes of that. Didn't want the black. Okay, paprika. Just a dash or 2 of that, not much of that. All right. So now we're going to stir that in. Okay. And then I'll taste it, guys. Taste your food. Taste your food. You know what you like. You know how much you like. Taste your food. Taste your food. I don't like wet potato salad. Kind of semi-dry is what I go for. Because I'm serving more than just myself, I am going to add in maybe some more mayo, okay, so that it won't be, you know, as dry, because I like mine dry, but I try to cater for other people that eat this. So I'm going to taste this with one of my test spoons here. I want some salt. So just gonna use a couple of dashes of the Himalayan pink salt. Okay, just a couple of dashes. Now a lot of times some people feel like they want to use Morton light salt or Morton salt, and that's fine. You can do that. I just prefer to use Himalayan salt because it gives it more flavor than saltiness, if that makes sense. So when you put it in your food, you're getting more, it seems like a flavorfulness to me. And where you're not getting the potency of the heavy salt. All right. Okay. Alright, that should do it. So this just needed this a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to add in some of the triad here. Okay, and that is your celery, your bell pepper, your green onions. I'm adding in a little of the red bell pepper just to give it a little color. Just to give it a little color. Okay. Alright. And I just had that left over from the dressing. Because when I go in for holiday, I cut up a lot of herbs and things like that because I don't want to have to keep running back and forth trying to cut up. You know, no, I don't have time for that. So I cut up quite a bit. Whatever's left over, I just bag it up and freeze it. All right. Okay. So that looks good. That looks good. I like the way that looks. All right. Okay. As I said before, I'm going to add in some mayo. Okay. To make sure that it is not, you know, super dry. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to taste it again. Perfect. I'm going to add in my mayo. And that's going to be it, guys. That's going to be it. All right. So stay tuned as we finish up. The greens are just about finished and the dressing is just about finished. And I will bring you back and show you the end results of all of that. So stay tuned. Okay, I am popping back on to show you exactly what I did with my giant, or should I say humongous, sweet potatoes, because I did not make sweet potato pie. I generally make that around Christmas time, okay? So we decided to use these gigantic sweet potatoes, okay? They are sweet. I've already tasted them, and I baked them in the oven. I did not boil them. I baked them in the oven, okay? Because I wanted that kind of a different taste that you get when you bake them in the oven. All right, so what I'm doing here now is just going to top this off with a little nutmeg and cinnamon, just enough, okay? Now, you don't have to do this, but this is what I do, okay, for mine. Okay, especially when I put them in the oven like that. Alright. Okay, then I come back and I always put on some little pats of butter like this. Just kind of like, just push it off in there like that. Okay. Just like that. And these come straight out the refrigerator. That's why they're firm. Okay. You can do it just like that. Alright, then go back with your pecan, roasted pecan pieces, okay, and then you can just sprinkle that on there like that, guys. And I promise you, you will enjoy every bite of this. I promise. Okay? And you can feel free to, you know, try this fresh out of the oven. I baked mine last night and I let them cool down because they were extremely hot. Extremely hot. Okay? Alright. So with that being said like that, topping it off like that. Go ahead now, put the finishing touch on. If you have some maple syrup, use it. If not, You can use any other choice of syrup that you choose to, and just pretty much go across the top like that, guys. Just like that. And I promise you, you will love it. Yes, indeed. Okay. All right. How does that look? Yes, yes, yes. And to top it off, if you'd like, you can use some brown sugar. Okay. To sprinkle on top. All right. All right. So I have some light brown sugar here. You don't have to do this. You know, if you're satisfied with what you see, just kind of like, you know, leave it as is. All righty. That's it, guys. That's it. That is your oven baked sweet potatoes topped with butter, roasted pecans, brown sugar, and the syrup of your choice. All right, and those are your side dishes. All right. Okie dokie, guys. Like I said, they are humongous. They are giant in size. Enough to feed about 4 people, honestly. All right. Okay. So that is it for the side dishes, guys. Now I'm gonna try and get a close-off shot of everything for you, okay? And I'll make sure that I put these out on the video, on the, excuse me, channel for you guys, so that way you'll get a chance to see, you know, exactly what I did, okay, here in the kitchen. All right. Okay. All right. So stay tuned as I close off this video with you guys. Truly appreciate your support. So thank you for staying with me, guys, and supporting me throughout this season. I truly appreciate you guys. And to you newcomers, come on in. You will not regret it. You will enjoy everything you see here on the channel. And if there's something that you'd like to see, drop me a comment. Let me know, and I'll see what I can do about getting that on the channel for you guys. Alrighty? Okay. See you later.